Welcome to another Meal Prep Sunday. It's Meal Prep Sunday, y'all. Are you excited? All right, let's do this thing, y'all. All right, y'all, I'm gonna make a really quick sheet pan meal. I'm gonna show you how to do it. This is more of a method than an exact recipe. You can switch this out so many ways. What we're gonna do is take sausage. This is a pumpkin spice sausage. It is amazing. But you could do Italian, you could do a spicy, you could do just a plain kielbasa, you could do any kind you want, and then season it up however you want. Today we're just gonna use a basic toasted onion. So what I have on my plate here is a few cut up pieces of bacon, one small onion just kind of diced into like just big chunks, some cranberries. The cranberries are optional, obviously. Seasonally, they're available right now and they're cheap, and I think they give it a really nice tart, just like pop. And then you use whatever kind of roasted veggies you want. I feel like the cranberries and the Brussels sprouts go so well together. So I've got a whole thing of Brussels sprouts and I'm gonna dump that in. Take just a little bit of oil. You don't need a whole lot, especially if you're using some bacon pieces. And then some toasted onion seasoning. This is from Fresh Jack's. This is one of my absolute favorite seasonings, y'all. Toasted onion, all-purpose spice from Fresh Jack's. Let's see, it has onion, garlic, sea salt, and cracked black pepper, and it is so phenomenal. It is super tasty, but it's also very basic, so you can add it to whatever, really. And then I'm gonna toss this stuff together with my fingers, and then I'm gonna add my sausage onto the pan. So you just wanna get everything pretty evenly spread out on your sheet, and you're gonna put it in a 400-degree oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. Go into the oven. I like to put it in the top rack so it gets nice and crispy. Another thing you could do here is drizzle a little bit of balsamic vinegar in with that too. A small amount of balsamic vinegar really doesn't have very many carbs at all, and it's tasty. And then I'm also going to throw in some peppered bacon because I have it. So we're gonna go ahead and throw that in the oven at the same time. Again, top rack so it gets nice and crispy. For my oven anyways, the top is where the main heat is. All right, we're gonna get this cleaned up and move on. I'm gonna throw together a quick coleslaw. I was also gonna make like a chicken salad out of turkey. I guess that would be a turkey salad, but everybody's really liking the smoked turkey as is, and they don't want me to repurpose it. They wanna eat it as is, so that's totally fine. So meal prep for turkey, done. That works, easy for me. So coleslaw, I had some extra onions, so I'm just throwing some onion slivers in there. I'm throwing in some dried cranberries because it's that time of year. Dried cranberries going in. We're gonna do some salt and pepper. We're going to do some mayonnaise. Y'all, I always think I set everything out and I never do. I did not set out any vinegar. So going in with probably about half a cup of mayonnaise, and I'm gonna use red wine vinegar today. And then you can change the profile of the flavoring any way you want with this, y'all. I'm using Island Spice by Fresh Jack's. It's a Jamaican jerk. It's really quite spicy, but I think it'll go well with like the little sweet kick of the dried cranberries. So I'm gonna add a good bit of that seasoning in there. And then I am also gonna add some nuts. I have some chopped pecans, so adding in a handful of that. And then with coleslaw, I always feel like I need to put it in the fridge for half an hour to an hour and then taste it at that point and see if I want to add anything else to it for him. Oftentimes I will throw in some chicken or something like that into this too, just to give him some protein, but we have a ton of barbecue left over, so this will just kind of be a side to barbecue. I am gonna go ahead and add a little bit of sweet, compensate here, so it's a couple tablespoons probably of the Lecanto. I'm using golden because that's what I had. Any kind of sweetener that you have. Done. Moving on. We're gonna get our bone broth going next. All you need is a carcass or bones. If you buy rotisserie chickens, if you just save the carcass after you pull all the meat off, I just save them in the freezer. I have 2 smoked turkey carcasses right now. I usually save it up until I get at least 2. Any kind of bones work, but we're gonna do turkey today. But these, you want to get as much collagen out of them as possible, so you want a lot of bones to water ratio. So as many bones as you can get. I can usually fit 2 carcasses in one of my Instant Pots, so that's what we're gonna go with. I'm gonna set it to manual. And then I'm gonna hit meat stew just because it brings my number up to 80. But it's much easier to get from 80 to 90 than 7 to 90. So that's why I hit the meat stew button, just because I know that will take me up to 80. And what you're gonna add to this is oftentimes stuff just straight from your freezer. So I've got these carcasses of the turkey, and then I add like ends and pieces. So extra onions or extra celery, the ends that you would have thrown in the trash, instead of throwing them in the trash, you put them in your Instant Pot. I've just got some extra ends and pieces from celery. I'm gonna stuff those down in there. Some garlic cloves that I have. You don't have to chop them up or anything. And then I've just got some pieces of onion left, so I'm just gonna throw those down in there. I prefer to use filtered water for my bone broth. What you want to do is get your water up to where it's about covering. The other trick is you absolutely need apple cider vinegar. It helps break down the collagen in the bone. You do not need very much. I'm just going to take an apple cider vinegar and I'm going to do about a tablespoon, and that is all you need of the apple cider vinegar, y'all. And then a generous amount of salt and cracked black pepper. That is all the seasoning that I use, literally just salt and pepper. If you wanted to season it up with more stuff, if you happen to have some leftover fresh herbs, you could put those in for sure. We're just gonna stick to salt and pepper. We're gonna top it off with some more water, and then that'll be it, y'all. So simple. So you set your top on, twist it, and then it says on. And this will say on until it pressurizes. Make sure you take the top over here and set it towards venting. Sealing is this way, venting is this way, and it's going to continue to say on until it gets to pressure, and then it will count down from 90 minutes for me. And when it is finished, it will beep. We've got it on egg setting. We've got our eggs in there. You're just gonna put your top on. Top is on. We're gonna make sure that we go from venting to sealing. We're pointed towards sealing, and it says on. Same thing, once it's pressurized, it'll count down from 5. With the eggs, it's really, really important that as soon as it counts down from 5, you're gonna give it 5 more minutes of natural release, and then we're gonna take them out and put them in an egg bath. I will show you that as it happens. All right, what you don't wanna do is walk away from it, because here it says 8 minutes. We wanted to stop that at 5. But I did natural release at 8, so these are gonna be a tiny bit overcooked. Don't do what I did. And then you're just gonna take your eggs and put them in a water bath. So, and we'll let these sit for at least 5 minutes in this ice bath, and then they'll be ready to peel. Bacon is out of the oven, and the Brussels sprouts and sausage and cranberries are out of the oven, both looking really, really good. This bacon, y'all, the pepper bacon from Aldi, oh my gosh, y'all, it is so good. I've already eaten a piece. So good. One of the great things about sheet pan meals, you put it in the container and you literally just throw it away. No muss, no fuss, no cleaning. Y'all, I just wanted to stop and say real quickly, I am working on another cookbook venture that I was not expecting to do so early, but my friend Elizabeth over at Countess of Low Carb reached out and wanted to do an e-course / cookbook together. So we're doing a joint venture. I'm creating the recipes, and she's also going to be sharing lots of tips in the e-course. There's going to be video tutorials on the Instant Pot, on sheet pan meals, and meal prepping in general, just lots of 101 type stuff, and then some really good, versatile, super easy recipes. I'm gonna have sheet pan recipes, and I'm gonna have Instant Pot recipes. They are all gonna be just made for the busy woman, made for the busy family. Sheet pan meals that, just like I showed you a minute ago, no muss, no fuss. You make them, and then you store it, throw away the aluminum foil, and your pan is ready to just put away. No muss, no fuss, I mean it, y'all. And then Instant Pot meals that you can create really, really yummy things quickly, and again, no cleanup hardly at all. The inner pot for the Instant Pot will go in the dishwasher, y'all. You don't have to put it in the dishwasher, but you can. So, one pot meals, sheet pan meals. It is coming out December 18th. We are running a Black Friday deal up through then though, so it's $12 right now for the entire course, and I am so excited to have paired up with Elizabeth over at Countess of Low Carb to do this. If y'all don't know Elizabeth, I'm gonna throw something in here right now, let her kind of introduce herself and introduce the course to y'all, and then we'll go right back into meal prep.
Hi I'm Elizabeth, Countess of Low Carb. I am so excited to announce the pre-sale of easy keto meals under 45 minutes. Maybe, my friend, you have started keto and you are so bored of the food that you're eating. Or maybe you're brand new and you don't know what to eat. Well, I have teamed up with the incredible Erica from TimetoShrink. Erica's YouTube channel, TimetoShrink, is empowering, inspiring with her creative, unique, but easy keto recipes. This pre-sale launch of our easy keto meals under 45 minutes is for the busy mom, the busy career woman who wants to lose weight through the ketogenic diet, but doesn't quite know how to use her keto Instapot or her keto sheet pans or keto recipes, and doesn't want to go to Pinterest, YouTube, blog, Instagram. This course is on pre-sale to collectively organize a video modules, recipes, cookbooks, PDF, all for you to have it all figured out in 18 incredible meals with different ways of using these through freezer meals, your Instapot, and helping you maximize your time, your pocketbook, and your waistline. Sign up down below for our pre-sale. The pre-sale will be ending on December 17th, so do not wait. This will close at the special $12 low pricing pre-sale price. Click down below to add it to your shopping cart and sign up for our pre-sale when it launches on Wednesday, December 18th. You will be emailed all information for access to the course. Sign up down below before this amazing value disappears.
Next thing we're gonna do is just get some egg salad made. So I peeled all of my eggs already. I should have shown y'all that. Peeling eggs out of the Instant Pot is so simple. They come out perfectly. And I was a little worried because I overcooked the eggs just a tiny bit, but they look perfect. They're completely yellow in the center, and there is, oh, other than I just dropped it on the floor, it was really nice and yellow. That's what it looks like. I'm gonna throw that one away. But I'm just gonna cut these up and I'm gonna make an egg salad to eat on during the week for lunches. So what I'm doing is just pulling the egg yolk out. I put the egg yolk in the bowl, and then I'm gonna chop up the egg whites into small bite-sized pieces. But this apron, y'all, I got this apron at Aldi for $5. Isn't it adorable? I really, really like it. I love the aprons that have this line right here because I feel like it's a little more feminine, a little more girly. Anyways, so we're just gonna get all those eggs popped in there. Mayonnaise, this is Duke's mayonnaise. You can use Chosen Foods or an avocado oil-based mayonnaise or an olive oil-based mayonnaise that you made yourself. Basically, my egg salad is just mayonnaise, regular yellow mustard, and I use dill pickle relish. Dill pickle relish has 0 sugars added to it. When you're picking a pickle relish, just make sure you do dill and not the sweet one, because the sweet one is going to have sugar in it. So we're just gonna add some of that in here. And then I like to mash it up with the yolks before I add in the egg whites, just to get a smoother texture. So I just use the back of my spoon and mash it all up. Okay, so I added some salt and pepper to this, and then I'm also going to add just a little bit, probably like a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. I just like to give it that little bit of a tang. And then I'm gonna use my handy dandy little kitchen scraper tool. This is an amazing thing. This is a great gift, like a stocking stuffer or something for people. Awesome, I love it. I use it to help pick up a lot of things off a cutting board, like diced onions or peppers or mushrooms or anything like that. It's just an easy way to scoop and go. You also can use it as like a pastry cutter and things like that. I'm not sure if it's meant to be used as a scooper upper, but that's what I use it for. So I'm just gonna get this all stirred together and decide if I wanna add anything else. I think I may add a little bit more of the pickle relish. And then we're just gonna get this in the refrigerator, and this will be just another salad that can be taken for lunches or eaten as a snack during the week. Easy peasy egg salad, and hard boiling eggs cannot get any easier than the Instant Pot, y'all. They just can't. So I've got my Instant Pots over here to the side doing their work. This one just finished the chicken, so I'm gonna quick release it, and I've got 60 minutes left on the back one where we're doing our bone broth. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is get our Instant Pot on saute. I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil in the bottom here, and I am going to saute or just brown up chicken. This is thin sliced chicken breast. I've just got some toasted onion seasoning on here, which is basically salt, pepper, garlic. So very, very plain. And we're gonna get this right in the bottom here. I like to let my meats brown a little bit first in the Instant Pot before I finish them. So we're just gonna get those in there on the bottom, let them brown up a bit, and then we'll flip them. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is hit the off button. And then we're gonna go to manual, and we're gonna pressurize this for 8 minutes. We're gonna add about a cup of water, and then we're gonna close it up. So, top on, and you wanna make sure it's to sealing. So this one, sealing's in the middle, and again, it's gonna just stay on until it gets to pressure, and then we'll count up, and when it hits 8 minutes, it will beep for us. Here's this one. We're gonna flip it to venting. See how it starts sending up all of that steam? We're flipping it to venting, and then we'll open it and I'll show you what our chicken looks like. And when it's hot, it shreds really quickly. I'm gonna use it now to make buffalo chicken salad, but you could do this as a freezer prep. Often I do this thing just as a freezer prep to make a lot of shredded chicken to freeze. At this point, you can throw it in the KitchenAid mixer or use a hand mixer even, and just let it mix it all up. But because I only have a handful of pieces this time, and I'm just gonna set them out and dice them up. So I'm just using my knife real quickly, y'all, and shredding this up. At this point, I would just let it cool and then put it in a Ziploc bag and throw it in the freezer if I wanted to do it that way. But I'm actually gonna turn this into a buffalo chicken casserole. Buffalo chicken casserole is one of the recipes in my cookbook, y'all, that is out for sale now. My cookbook is called My Southern Keto Kitchen. There are tons of recipes in there, over 50, lots of casseroles, and this is a favorite, a family favorite. People that have already bought the cookbook and told me that this is one of the things they've made and they absolutely love it. Lots of people really like this, but the buffalo chicken casserole is definitely a winner and a reason to buy this book. You can make it as a dip, you can make it as a casserole. The book is always down in the description for sale. It's only $12, and I think you would really, really enjoy it. Okay, while this is still relatively warm, I left a little bit of the sauce in the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. I left a little bit of the chicken broth in the bottom, and I am going to add to this one bag of riced cauliflower, hot sauce, and we're going to actually add a little bit of cream cheese to this as well, and some shredded cheese. Putting all of this in here together while it's warm just makes it blend up really, really, really easily. And just a handful of cheddar cheese. Top off, this is our broth, y'all. I wish y'all could smell this. The smoked bones and a little bit of meat that was on it, oh my gosh, it smells heavenly. I cannot wait to use this broth. I think I may use some of this smoked broth to make some collards later this week. But what I do was, you want to pour all of your meat and veggies and all of that through a strainer. So I poured it through this cone strainer. You can use any kind of strainer that you have. I just really like this one for making stocks. So I poured it through this strainer, and next I'm going to pour this through a finer strainer to strain out the rest of the stuff so I can have as clear a broth as I would like to have. So I use this fine mesh strainer, and I pour back and forth, pot to pot, through this fine mesh strainer until we get this result. This result is what we want, where there's barely anything left. I like my bone broth to be very, very clear. You don't have to do this step, but I like to get all of that extra pepper and everything out. All right, y'all, so that is it for meal prep today. We got our bone broth, a little over 2 cups. This is like the asparagus size ball jar. I love to store in these because they're nice and skinny and tall. So 3 smoked bone broths. We have a buffalo chicken dip, an egg salad. This peppered bacon turned out so good, y'all. I cannot wait to make a candied peppered bacon with this one. So good. And then this was the sheet pan meal that I made that we're gonna eat on during the week for lunches. And that is what we ended up with today for meal prep. There's a few things that I'll probably do later in the week that I didn't get to, but that's where we are today. I hope you enjoyed this. And if you're interested in my cookbook, it is down in the description below. The recipe for this buffalo chicken is in there, along with tons of other casseroles, lots of other things. And my new venture with my friend Elizabeth over at Countess of Low Carb, it's going to be coming out December 18th, and you can pre-order that through December 17th, I believe, for $12, and then the price jumps up to $17, and that is going to be such a great e-course with a cookbook attached to it. All right. Bye, y'all. I hope you have a blessed week.